assuming you live an average lifespan, you're going to spend about 25 years of it completely unconscious.
Yeah, that is just a staggering amount of time to be, well, essentially paralyzed in the dark. Right. And I mean, it gets weirder. Like, giraffes can get by on barely any sleep with zero issues, but rats literally die after 2 weeks without it.
It's wild.
It is. So today we're exploring what your brain is actually doing when you close your eyes. Welcome to this deep dive. We are pulling our material directly from section 4.2 of chapter 4 from Psychology 2E.
Oh, great textbook.
Yeah. And to make sense of this, I thought I'd briefly play the role of the curious student today, asking the questions for you all while you act as our lecturer, walking us through the biology.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I got my imaginary red pen ready. So where should we start?
Well, let's start with the most basic assumption. I mean, is sleep simply the brain's off switch? Do we just power down?
Not at all. Actually, your brain is incredibly active. It's driven by two main systems working together. You've got your circadian and your homeostatic mechanism. Okay, so the circadian part is your 24-hour rhythm, right? Tied to the sun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the homeostatic mechanism is, well, it's essentially a biological pressure cooker. Like, the longer you're awake, the more sleep pressure builds up in your brain.
Oh, is that why you experience sleep rebound?
Yes, precisely. If you pull an all-nighter, that biological debt forces you into much deeper sleep much faster the next time you lie down.
Okay, so it's not an off switch. It's a forced biological pressure. So what's actually running that process?
Well, it's a coordinated handoff between different brain areas. Like, your hypothalamus contains the SCN, the suprachiasmatic nucleus.
Which is sort of a biological light sensor, right?
Yep. It detects when it's getting dark outside and signals the pineal gland to release melatonin, the hormone that makes you drowsy.
Got it.
Then the hypothalamus works with your thalamus to drop you into deep, slow-wave sleep. And later, a totally different area called the pons takes over to trigger REM sleep. That's rapid eye movement.
Wait, isn't RM when we have those crazy vivid dreams? If my brain is that active, why aren't I physically running around my bedroom?
Right, that's actually the genius of the pons. It doesn't just create the dream state. It actually sends signals down your spinal cord to temporarily paralyze your voluntary muscles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you don't act out your dreams.
So instead of a factory shutting down, it's more like a city at 3 a.m. The normal daytime traffic stops, but the street sweepers and maintenance crews take over the empty roads to do repairs.
I really like that analogy.
Yeah, and section 4.2 mentions that during this time, the pituitary gland is secreting massive amounts of growth and reproductive hormones.
Exactly. And, that intensive maintenance work raises a huge evolutionary puzzle. Because while those street sweepers are working, you are completely unconscious and vulnerable to predators.
Right. Why would we evolve to spend a third of our lives as sitting ducks? I mean, evolutionary psychology must have some theories on this.
Oh, it does. They're called adaptive function theories. One proposes we sleep to conserve calories, sort of like a hibernating bear.
Okay.
Another suggests we evolved to sleep so we'd stay quiet and hidden from predators during the night when we can't see well anyway.
I have to push back on that, though, based on the textbook. If it's purely about saving energy or staying hidden from tigers, couldn't early humans just lie quietly in a cave while fully awake?
Right.
Like, going completely paralyzed and unconscious seems like a terrible survival strategy.
And that is exactly what stumped researchers.
Yeah.
Comparative research actually backs up your skepticism. Like, some high-risk prey animals sleep very little. Yeah, ultimately, the evidence suggests sleep doesn't have one universally adaptive evolutionary function for every single species. It's highly dependent on unique survival pressures.
Well, since hiding in a cave doesn't explain the biological need to go completely unconscious, the brain must be performing a task it physically cannot do while awake.
Precisely. And that brings us to the cognitive function theory. Sleep isn't just about resting the body. It is absolutely mandatory for cognitive function.
Like what?
Specifically, forming memories, learning languages, and processing emotional information.
Okay, let's make this practical for the listener. Say you have a massive presentation or a final exam, and you decide to stay up cramming all night. What is actually happening in your brain?
Oh, you are actively sabotaging yourself. When you cram, you're doing the data entry. But when you skip that deep, slow wave sleep, you never hit the save button.
Wait, really? It just doesn't save?
Yeah. Slow-wave sleep is when your brain physically consolidates those short-term facts into long-term memory. Without it, the data just vanishes.
It's brutal.
It is. Plus, the textbook explicitly notes that sleep deprivation severely impairs your baseline ability to maintain attention and make logical decisions the next day.
So you're typing the essay, but the power goes out before you hit save. That completely reframes how we should view getting some shut-eye.
It really does. It's an active, required upgrade for the mind, not just a break for the body.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive implication for how we live today.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Because if sleep is the brain's critical mechanism for emotional processing, memory consolidation, and creative problem solving, you have to wonder,
Wonder what?
could our modern, chronically sleep-deprived culture be fundamentally altering our collective emotional intelligence? Like, are we essentially downgrading our capacity for innovation? Something to think about tonight when you turn off the lights.